We were just having these discussions with these young adults that were here, and we were having this whole little sharpening the saw discussion, which comes from we got the idea from Stephen Covey in a great book called First Things First, and he tells this little story about there's two people who are trying to chop down a tree, and one of them is like, "I've got to hurry and get this down. I'm just going to keep sawing, sawing, sawing. I don't have time to sharpen my saw. I'm just going to saw, 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 saw." Well, the other guy says, "Man, I've got to get this tree done. I have to take time occasionally to stop and sharpen my saw." And of course, the person who stops to sharpen the saw chops the tree down faster because he actually had a sharp saw. And as we were having this discussion with the young adults, Greg was like, "What is sharpening the saw? What is it?" And they're throwing out all these things. It's planning, it's this, it's that, it's all this stuff. We're like, yeah, all of that is good. All of that is important. But what is it actually sharpening the saw? And finally we said, here's what it is. And this is when this reference came up. We said, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, actual sharpening the saw is sleep, food, nutrition, exercise. And they are all like, I thought it was going to be like some big secret thing, something secret. But it's so simple. I'm like, yeah, but guess how many people actually do it well? How many people actually get all the sleep they need? How many people actually eat food that fuels their body? How many people actually exercise when they know it's good for them? It's the basics that matter so much that are so easy to discount. It's easy to do and easy not to do. And yet, as Greg is saying, please forgive us, we will be continually emphasizing mastering the basics because the basics matter more than you realize. And
And
that's why we'll be talking about it
you
so much.
you will feel it in yourself and your family. It
Hmm.
will be palpable and powerful when you are kind of you and your family, you're automatically doing the good habits and routines and rituals. And you already know this because I know many of you already have great routines and rituals. So you know what I'm talking about. You feel the difference. It's palpable. When everybody's like reading good books, there's a difference.
Sleeping.
When everybody's getting good sleep and you all wake up and you're like, today
Uh-uh.
went amazing. It's like, yeah, because everybody slept well last night.
And had a good meal.
Right? It is so, so powerful when these are in place and actually happen.
Yeah.
Can I share something crazy that I just learned recently? Because I had a horrible night. I couldn't sleep for like 4 hours. So I learned a lot of stuff and got a lot of work done. My dogs woke me up. They were barking at somebody or something on the property. But I learned there's so much research now happening with longevity and living long, long, long lives, and they're finding out now they can fairly accurately put a timestamp on how things are affecting us. So basically, a cigarette, if you smoke a cigarette, it takes 11 minutes off your day. You're like, okay, yeah, smoking it like it's a it, it literally takes time off your life. They found a McDonald's French fry takes 3 minutes off your life.
Just one.
Just one. And that's because it's not actually a potato in tallow. It has like 17 ingredients, like what in the world? But so you eat four of those and it's like, you might as well be smoking, except it's way nastier and fries taste good at least. But you guys, like those kind of things are literally taking time off our lives. And so we start looking at the little things at that base level of our pyramid. We start saying, you know what, if we eat a little healthier here and we remove some toxins from our environment, we lower our stress levels,
Our blood sugar
our, our
spikes.
yeah, all the blood sugar spike. Like we just start setting that up. Wow. All of a sudden we are all feeling better. And family life is so much more enjoyable. I know you all know what I'm talking about because you've had those days that you're like, if we could just do this every day, it
Hmm.
would be the best.
Yeah.
And what we're saying is we're not shooting for perfection ever, but we can have way, way more of those great days than
Well,
you think is even
and I
possible.
think one of the best ways to view this is we are not saying we're going to go in and we're going to completely redo everything in your life, but we're going to take this approach that I think came from Remind me, it was a biking group that was doing the Tour de France in France, of course, and they went in and wanted to win the Tour de
It
France.
was the British cycling team.
Oh, the British cycling team. And they went in and their goal was to make 1% improvements. That was it. They were going to improve the bike tires by 1%. They were going to improve the brakes by 1%. They were going to improve the speed by 1%. They went around to every little thing in their life. They didn't overhaul it completely. Every other little thing in the biking team, in the biking equipment, in the team members themselves, they didn't change it 100%. They just made 1% improvements. And they actually won the Tour de France that year. So that's the idea behind this. We're going to go over the framework. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. You don't have to do them all, but you can start making 1% improvements and you're going to start seeing different results. And then, of course, my view is that this is a lifelong journey. And so, whenever you feel ready, you make another 1% improvement. And then, once that becomes normal, because that's what happens, those improvements then become normal. And that's now your new standard. That's your new thermostat setting, right? Just like when you change the temperature, it takes a little effort to get to get there, but now that's the new normal. It's the new temperature for you. And you just keep moving forward in life like that, making these 1% improvements. And over time, you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, wow, look at the progress we've made. Look how far we've come. It's amazing. That's what we're after here. So we don't have to feel overwhelmed like, oh, it's too much. I'm going to have to change everything in my life. No, we're just going to make systematic, consistent 1% improvement. I think we'll,
I love this comment about the meal roster and your son was sick, so you got up and made the fish curry. I love this. Having dinner made so early definitely made the stress of wondering, am I gonna have something solid to eat today completely disappeared for you and for the menfolk. It's so powerful.
mhm,
So it's like that's what we're talking about. These little systems,
yeah.
little strategies, these little habits, mindset, and we'll do it across the whole aspect of life. And the little
Hmm.
adjustments, then you feel so much better. Like, "Oh, that was great." And then you the way you approach a conversation or, maybe one of your kids says, "I hate you. You're the worst parent on the planet." And instead of like, to take it personal and, crying in the corner, you find you in the fetal position in your closet, you're like, "Hey, wait a minute. I'm not gonna take that personal.
Gonna go down the
I bet
pyramid,
something's off. Let's see what's wrong here." And then you find out, "Oh, man, they didn't sleep well, they didn't eat well, and one of the
stacked
kids
on top
one of the
of.
neighbor kids was super mean to them, and they're feeling so hurt, and then
Mhm.
when I had to hold a boundary, they didn't know what else to do but just explode. Oh, man, let's go help." And wow, it changes the whole dynamic in the family culture.